There's an old saying that what's old is new again. And as we go into a new decade, designers are revisiting fashion and looking at it in ways that bring back memories of the past. I want to talk to you today about how we can look at the way that fashion is trending in 2020 and some of the trends from the 70s and 80s that are coming back into style. My name is Margaret Manning. I'm with 60andMe and want to welcome you here. Thank you so much for joining us. Our show today is brought to you by International Living. International Living is a company who helps people retire overseas. They write reports and do wonderful research on the questions that you might be asking yourself if you're considering moving to Panama, Ecuador, Portugal, or somewhere else in this beautiful world. Check out their website, internationalliving.com/60andme, and you can ask them to send you a copy of their latest report. There's all kinds of wonderful investigation that they've done if you're thinking about retiring in another country. So fashion, let's talk fashion. Now, as you may notice, I am wearing something that I probably haven't worn in 25 years, and that's these little shoulder pads. Or there's no pads, they're just puffy. And it's so funny, Andrea Flammer, one of our bloggers, wrote an article on how trends are kind of coming back into style from the past in 2020. And this happens, fashion just keeps moving, recycling. But there are some really interesting things happening, according to Andrea, who is a fashion consultant, in the 2020s that remind us of an earlier time in our boomer life. Now, this top, just to give you perspective, I was actually in London over the holidays and I went into Primark, which is a fast fashion shop. I know we don't, always support the fast fashion movement. It really is producing a lot of waste. But if you recycle, which I do, I think it's a good thing. If you love the fashion, just go for it. And sometimes I like to experiment with styles that I wouldn't normally wear. And I went in and I saw these tops and they were everywhere. These ones were little puffy tops, little puffy sleeves. And they're just kind of like peasant tops, but they've got that kind of 70s vibe, 60s vibe to them. And I just love, that things are, recycling. If you look in your closet, you probably find some, fringe from the 70s or kind of utility jumpsuits from the 80s. Remember those disco jumpsuits? They're back. They are back. And the boyfriend blazers from the 90s. Honestly, you'll find them all appearing in 2020. So in fact, I wanted to show you not only this little top that I purchased, but I found this other little dress in Zara. It was actually on sale at the Christmas. And I can show you the sleeves, if you can see their little puffy sleeves. They're kind of hard to see. But that's just a little off-the-shoulder puffy sleeve. And that look is not as intense as those great big padded shoulders that we used to wear, or that I never wore, but a lot of people did as a business suit. But this is one of the trends. I'm going to talk to you, I think, is about 5 different trends here that Andrea refers to. And the first is the classic suit. This is coming back into fashion. And this is not kind of a replica of the 1990s power suit that women used to wear. A little softer, a little more feminine, but they're worn in different ways. So instead of wearing a suit with a pencil skirt and that kind of really heavy padded shoulder look, you can now wear them with like very fluid, slinky, wide-legged pants. Apparently wide-legged pants are back in fashion. Just that kind of classic and elegant style. Katharine Hepburn, think Katharine Hepburn in those slouchy 1940s slacks. That's what you can wear with this kind of top in a jacket form. But the classic suit apparently is coming back. And the other thing she mentions in terms of classic is coats, trench coats. Now, I actually have a trench coat. I must have stayed in fashion all these years because I've never not worn a trench coat in the spring. I just love the look of a trench coat, but they're coming back into style and they're doing a little bit different look. They're shorter, sometimes just, below your hips, like down towards your knees. They've got big belts and buttons, but they're perfect with a classic white, shirt. And that kind of, palazzo look is kind of back in fashion. So the workhorse, trench coat is coming back in 2020, and I've seen them everywhere. I've seen them pinks, kind of a camel color, navy is still there, and they're kind of a mashup between a winter coat and a spring coat. But trench coats, according to Andrea, and from what I can see looking around, they're back in style. So trench coats are cool. Another one, is the disrespected cardigan. I don't think I brought my cardigan to show you, but it's the cardigan that, you've had in your drawers for years and years, and they're like black or gray or whatever. Now they're all colors of the rainbow, and cardigans are coming back with different colored buttons. By the way, I love how this top, if you can see it, it's got like little brown buttons on it. It's really cool. But this idea of the disregarded cardigan, bring it back. It's available now in all different colors with big chunky buttons. And the one I was going to show you, I've actually done it's a black cardigan, and I just put little sparkly buttons on it, because this is, of course, my year of the sparkle. I'm sparkling any way I can. But with that black sweater, these little sparkly diamante buttons just transform it. And you can wear a sweater now, cardigan, backwards too. And that's certainly back to the 60s. Do you remember if you're watching this as a 50, 60-year-old woman, you know in the 60s, 70s, we wore our sweaters back to front, and our cardigans. And they're back. Cardigans are back. Okay, jeans. Everybody either loves or hates jeans. I must admit, I have never worn jeans in my life. I don't feel comfortable in them, but some women adore them, and that's all they wear from the 18 till 88. I've had so many emails. I don't stop promoting jeans. They're just so cool. But what Andrea says is back are the high-waisted jeans. We don't have to buy those low jeans anymore that are not so comfortable on maybe a little bit older body, where the weight sometimes goes around your waist. So you want a pair of jeans that come up, fit you around the waist, and those are back in style. Just boot cuts coming back. I don't know if that ever went out of fashion really, but straight boot cut jeans, they're back in fashion. And she says, although I'm not sure I believe this, that leggings are fading away. That the jeggings in particular, the kind of in between pants or trousers and leggings, jeggings. If you're going to wear leggings, she says, go ahead and wear them if you love them, of course, but put a long tunic on, or something that just covers your butt and makes you just feel, like you're not wearing the leggings as trousers, because they're not. And if you've got any kind of little bumps and anomalies, which we always get as we get older, in my opinion, then we can wear the jeggings or leggings, but they're kind of fading away, according to Andrea. Maybe this year, the wide-legged pants seem to be back in. Another thing that's really cool is kind of fashion from the past, talking again. Do you remember this? I'm going to show you. Do you remember these? Like a polka dot dress. I had so many polka dot dresses and tops, and I just went out and got this little dress. It's just very simple. It's got a kind of an A-line waist. Polka dots are back. Yeah, it's amazing the kind of things that are returning. But one other thing she mentions, which I'm not sure about this. I mean, shoes are coming back apparently in all kinds of colors. I love colors, of course. I love that people are wearing color, but you can wear these shoes. There are not stilettos anymore. The high heels are not as in fashion as the classic pump. Just the flat, just have a nice little, no heel, flat. These are my really one and only fancy shoes I've got. Because I would tend to wear black a lot. But these are back in style. Animal print shoes, pink, orange, all kinds of festive colors. Those are the shoes coming in, but they're flat. That's the trend for the 2020s, and flats and loafers. And maybe they never went out of style completely for you. I know certainly as I've gotten older, my heels have gotten shorter. I still wear a little heel now and again, but mostly flats. And those are coming back. So from greens to purples and everything in between, shoes are colorful in 2020. So go for it. Just go for the colors that you love. So that's kind of the overview of the back to the little puffy shoulders. There's that kind of minimized power suit look. The polka dots and kind of florals and stripes and that kind of back to the 50s and 60s, that retro look. Shoes in all different colors. Fading away of leggings, but strong on jeans, and that kind of, that retro, comfortable, classical, elegant look. That's what Andrea Falmer says is going to happen in the 2020s. But what are you doing? How's your fashion evolving? Have you got any special clothes that you've purchased for this year that you feel are matching who you are, what the lifestyle that you live, the way that you want to be looking for yourself more than anything? How do you feel in your clothes? How do they communicate who you are? So what have you got planned for 2020? Have you seen anything that kind of struck your eye that you thought was interesting, an interesting trend? Have you seen what we've been talking about here coming back into the shops? Leave your comments below. Let us know about whether you're in this time machine with your clothes back to the 60s and 50s and 70s. And let's have a conversation about fashion in the 2020s. Look forward to talking with you all, and thank you so much again for being here. Have a fabulous day. Bye-bye for now.